Wow, in my 7 years of Airbnb hosting on the platform, we have over 70 listings and over 6,800 five-star reviews on Airbnb. I have never seen this happen in all of my hosting experience. This is absolutely shocking.
Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back everyone. Michael and Katrina here with STR Wealth Academy. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We talk about all things on growing and scaling hosting businesses to help you achieve financial, time, and location freedom. You might notice our tone's a little bit more serious today because honestly, we just got off the phone with Airbnb support. I'm honestly pretty pissed off and we'll explain why. So essentially what just happened, we were speaking to someone on the support team and we hosted a guest recently at a property where we had advertised that the property was a triplex, meaning it has 3 units on the property, okay? All of the units are separate, all of them have their own entrances, all of the units are private, there's no shared space between the units, clearly advertised, okay?
So we wanted to do this timely video because this alarming experience that we had with the Airbnb support rep today could literally impact every single host on this platform. So this guest, as Michael said, booked the platform, booked our property. It's a triplex, and during their stay, they asked for a full refund.
Now the reason why they asked for the full refund is the guest, now our property is pet friendly, okay? Now the guest, when they booked, they said, I'm gonna be bringing my dog, but they described it as an aggressive dog. Now, when they arrived at the property and they were staying there, they said they wanted a full refund because they claimed they didn't realize that it was a triplex property and they didn't want their aggressive dog to cause issues for other units.
Guests don't read, let's just be honest.
Yeah, okay, and it happens, we get it, but here's the kicker. They then said to us, I don't wanna leave a bad review, so let's work something out. Now, if you've been hosting for a while, when you get messages like that, that essentially basically translates to give me my money back or we'll give you a bad review. Now, historically with Airbnb's review policy, which if you're curious, you can actually read the policy just in the link in the description below here. If a guest tries to leave a retaliatory review or threaten you with extortion,
or any way to try to influence the review whatsoever, it's retaliatory and extortion and it can be removed.
Our response to the guest was, well, unfortunately, like, I understand where you're coming from, but like our listing was very clearly advertised, our cancellation policy is very clear. So we declined their refund request. Now, the guests completed their stay. There was no issues during the stay. Now, after the guests left, they left us a terrible review, okay? And they literally blamed us for their own aggressive dog, and they were talking about things related to things that had nothing to do with the listing at all. They talked about construction that was multiple blocks away, and the guests also damaged the property as well. So we had sent them a request to get the damages paid for, which was caused by their dog. And of course, the guest denied to pay it, okay? This is where it gets really, really crazy. So we sent the claim to Airbnb through their Aircover protection that they have, okay? And again, if you're curious about that, you can check out the link in the description below as well. Now, Airbnb did pay for the claim, but here's what's really crazy. So after we had the claim paid, we went to Airbnb and said, we need your support in getting this review removed because this review absolutely violates your review policy.
So on the phone, we're with them saying, hey, like every single element about this review is clearly in violations of Airbnb's review policy. Not only is this extortion because they've tried saying, hey, in the actual text on Airbnb saying, if you don't, give me a refund, I'm going to be leaving you a bad review and like, let's work something out. This is clearly what an extortion and retaliatory review is, right? It's very biased. Like that in alone should have had the review removed. On top of that, they talked about other factors that didn't even make sense, like talking about different Airbnbs, talking about construction half a block away. It was speaking about everything that wasn't even relevant. So like every single element of the review needed to be removed. And when we were on the phone with Airbnb support and their supervisor, they said, I understand all these elements. However, we have an internal policy that prevents us from removing these types of reviews. Because you have done an Airbnb cover claim, the guest refused to pay it and we paid it, and so we are out of pocket for it, we cannot remove the review that the guest did because we are at a loss.
So basically what they're saying is that if you have an Aircover claim and the guest denied to pay it and Airbnb pays it, even if the guest's review absolutely violates their policy, Airbnb will not remove the review because they paid for the claim. So I want to explain 3 different reasons why this is so dangerous for hosts, and it puts you in a really precarious position. First reason is that it forces you to choose between getting reimbursed for damages or protecting your reputation as a host. And in this business, you live and die on reviews. If you disappoint 25 guests in a row, you're out of business. Like, you will not be able to host ever again. Now, the second reason is that it literally punishes you for enforcing your house rules and hosting responsibly. And the third thing is it leaves you so vulnerable to getting hit with biased, retaliatory, or reviews that are absolutely irrelevant that can directly impact your business. Now, this is huge because previously Airbnb's policy stance was that if guests damaged your property or violated your house rules, then that was grounds to have the review taken down. Now, if you think we're making this up, on the screen right now, we literally have a screenshot from Airbnb host support that absolutely validates and just shares full evidence that this happened literally today, okay?
Yeah, so they have it in writing. We literally have the call here. I'm so shocked. Like, I've never seen this in my entire 7 years of hosting. And the whole thing with this is a complete 180 from what Airbnb used to do as well. It's one extreme to the next, saying, hey, if a guest damages your property, yeah, of course we'll remove the review. Now it's like, if a guest damages your property and we had to pay for it, oh yeah, you're stuck with it. It's just, it boggles my mind. We have that screenshot for proof, guys. So really, guys, here's a call to action for here. So to all fellow hosts out there, please share this message. Hit the like and subscribe at the top here and start sharing this to other hosts and hosting groups. Like, hosts need to know what's happening. This is a quote unquote internal policy. So we don't even know why reviews are not getting removed, and now we do.
Yeah, so from here, share this message with other people in groups. If you're on X, tag Brian Chesky at bchesky and let him know that this is like completely unacceptable, because you shouldn't be in a position as a host where you either have to accept financial losses or choose to have a poorly thing written about you. That is a completely ridiculous thing.
And right now, hosting is becoming more and more punitive and less sustainable on the Airbnb platform. This is unacceptable. And guys, we've invested so much time, effort, everything, and still have so many other hosts. They really got to be looking at how do we keep hosts instead of just getting this churn of new hosts coming in and not being able to sustain them and being able to really attract people to stay on the platform.
So that's what happened today, guys. So again, if you can hear a little bit of tension in our voice, we're honestly just pissed off and we're pretty fed up, but we wanted to get this message out just so you guys know the precedence that this sets. So again, be very careful, be very mindful. 2 quick things that in terms of workarounds you can think of doing on a go-forward basis. If you are a host on the platform, if you have to file a claim, do it as close as possible to the end of the 14-day window that you have after a guest checks out before you put the claim in, so that there's less chance that if they do leave a bad review, at least you then have time to attempt to remove that review before you then file for the claim. The second thing, though, that you can do is go direct. Okay?
Go direct.
Honestly,
don't even deal with it.
When you go direct, and we'll do more videos on how you can get more business off of Airbnb, but when you go direct, you call the shots. You don't have to deal with these policies from OTAs. You don't have to be under the stress and pressure of worrying whether or not you're going to be put out of business because of something that's completely outside of your control.
And it's an ever-changing policy. I mean, literally last year they said, yeah, for sure, we'll remove this review if they damage. Now it's like, no, now you're getting punitive consequences because of it. And that's just like a 180, right? So you have to always keep up with it. So guys, if you have been having issues removing reviews on Airbnb, I really hope that this was insightful into reasons you may not have known why it was occurring. Even though like they keep saying it was a guest experience, it was the guest experience. If you actually had an Aircover claim that they paid out, that's the real reason why. We'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below and see if you've had very similar experiences in this as well. And I really hope this enlightened you as well of you're not crazy of why they're not removing reviews. It's an internal policy.
Yeah, if you filed a claim and Airbnb paid it and they won't take your review down, this is why.
This is why.
Okay? If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And again, leave us a comment in the box below, guys. Just let us know, have you gone through something similar? Has this happened in your hosting business? We want to hear from you guys, because ultimately, if more hosts speak out against this and make the top of the ladder aware of what's going on at Airbnb,
that's when change can happen.
That's when change can happen. Okay, so hope you found this information helpful. and we'll see you in the next video.
See you there.